the workers who's involved, Marcel is a carpenter who works mostly in Tilden Park. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Brian.
Where are you stuck at in negotiations with the Park District?
We've been out of contract since April, and the negotiations continue to make very little progress. We're still at a point where we're not getting what our fair wage, what we're asking for.
Do you mind telling me a little bit about what it's like trying to live in the Bay Area on your paycheck?
Well, it's just that. It's paycheck to paycheck, and in a lot of ways, I'm fortunate, Brian. I'm not married. I don't have children, so for me, I think it's a lot easier than many of my coworkers, and that's what I have in stake here. My career is almost over, but I want somebody to be able to come to the Park District and have a career. There has to be a fair wage for that to happen, for them to attract people to come and do carpentry or all the other different things that we do to make it this wonderful experience for the public.
Why don't you describe what it is that you do? What does a typical workday look like for you?
It varies a lot, but over the years that I've worked here, it's 19 years, I have gotten to build many different things. I've built 2 of the barns up at the Little Farm in Tilden Park that house the cows and the sheep. I built a brand new ADA compliant restroom and washing facility at that same farm. I've gotten to do a number of things that pay tribute to the redwoods. And we're always, these standards, we have to build to ADA standards, and that can be really challenging at a park. So when we build something, we make sure that it's accessible for everybody. And that involves getting creative. There's a balance to keeping the park flavor with that, and it's one of the things I love the most about my job is making it fit whatever park I'm in, whatever that park kind of looks like, and keeping that theme with today's building standards.
Skilled carpenters like yourself are pretty in demand right now. I'm sure you could get a pretty good wage if you just worked on construction projects outside of the park. Why do you stay in the Parks District?
Well, when I came here, it was a dream job for me. I live in the area. I grew up in the area. My parents and family still live in the area, and I've used these parks all my life. And when I came here, I took about a $5 drop in pay because I'd get to work in a place that had a little more security, and it really had this, for me, the attraction was kind of the family vibe that I felt there. And that's changed in the 19 years that I've been working here. It's gotten more and more, I would say it's taken on more of a corporate feel, and the family stuff is still there, but I'm really worried that it's going away, and quickly.
What do you mean by a corporate feel? Like what's making your job worse aside from the fact that wages aren't keeping up with inflation?
We get told that we're essential workers and that we're valued, but when we ask for a fair wage to show that we are valued, we seem to always be rejected. Every time we come up to contract, we give a little more, we believe in the place, we love the place, we work because we love the work more. I mean, you're not going to get rich doing this. There's just a way that it's becoming more and more about dollars and cents. That's I guess that's what I mean when I say the corporate stuff. There's
So I haven't spoken to Parks District Management yet. I'm imagining when I do, they'll say the reason we're at a standoff over wages right now is because we can't afford the raise they're asking for. what's your response to that?
Well, I mean, I've learned a lot. I don't know a lot about the numbers, but I do know that we are 10% below median. And there was a survey done 3 years ago, and that was the board of directors are the ones that directed that survey to be taken. And local companies just like or similar to ours were compared, and they did this report, and that's where all of that was found. We're 10% below median, and like you said earlier, I could go out there and get a carpentry job and get paid double. That's the frightening part about this. A skilled carpenter is not going to stop here, and that just was not true when I began working here. And there needs to be equity here.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever gone out on strike before?
Never. The last that I know of was 50 years ago, and that's what I'm told. And I actually know that a couple of the board members were active workers at the Park District when that took place. And so we're really hoping, that they're the ones with the power here. They can stop all this nonsense. We do not want to strike.
Yeah. I'm curious for you personally, though. I know you were not voting to strike this weekend. You were voting to authorize your negotiators to call a strike. How do you feel about the idea of throwing up a picket line outside your workplace? Are you nervous?
Oh, I'm very nervous. Like I said earlier, less for myself. I feel like I can weather a strike, but I know for a fact that the majority of the employees at the Park District are not in that situation. This will impact them. This will impact the public that love coming to our parks. It would not be a good situation. We do not want to do this, but we feel like we're being backed up to a point where we have to take a stand.
All right. Marcel Costancio, I want to thank you very much for speaking to us, and good luck.
Thank you, Brian.
Marcel Costancio is a carpenter who works in Tilden, one of 72 parks that are part of the East Bay Regional Parks District. His union, AFSCME Local 2428, will be voting this weekend on whether to authorize a strike over contract negotiations, primarily hung up over the question of a raise. I should mention, I did email and call the office of East Bay Regional Parks District General Manager Sabrina Landreth yesterday, requesting either an interview or a comment on the strike authorization vote and the standoff in bargaining. No one from her office responded by airtime. That takes us to 8 o'clock in the morning here at KPFA 94.1 FM in Berkeley, KPFB 89.3 FM in Berkeley, KFCF 88.1 FM in Fresno, K248BR 97.